Now, joining us to talk about how Africans stand to gain from immigration reform is Chuks Eleonu. He's the Chief Executive of Africa-PAC, based here in Washington. Hi, Chuks.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. So obviously, we want to go straight to Mr. Guterres' point that maybe other groups are not really speaking out. What is your response to that?
Well, before I respond, let me just say that the African community, the African immigrant community, are fully behind any efforts to achieve comprehensive immigration reform in the United States. With respect to Congressman Guterres' comment, we do agree that several of the other immigrant groups are not at the table. There are several areas of interest here, but the two that I will quickly point out is that there is a very wrong assumption, both on the part of other immigrant populations and on the American policymakers themselves, to assume that all black people are African American, therefore do not have immigration needs and should not be invited to speak about immigration.
But really, Chuks, I mean, as an advocate of immigration, really, when you see so many faces that are representing immigration issues, immigration reform, are Latinos. I was even surprised to know that there's so many Irish and other European groups, of course, not to even mention Africans, who are also really, who have a stake in immigration reform, who don't really seem that visible. So why is that?
Correct. So that was going to be my second point, that the African community have been used to hearing opinions from other people. So for example, there's always a Latino who is a spokesperson for the Latino community. There's always an Asian who's a spokesperson for the Asian community.
Why isn't there an African?
How come there is no African
that's
a spokesman for the African community? Because over the years, there's been a generation of others speaking on our behalf without consultation, without invitation. And in fact, even as the debates rage, we know where these people live, but we still don't approach them. So they've come to get used to the idea that, okay, you've already made a decision for us, well, we're not going to come.
But very briefly, Chuks, what is the next step now? This ball is rolling. What do Africans need to do to make sure that their voices are heard in these reform strategies?
What Africans are going to do, and I can only speak for my organization and what we intend to do, is to engage full force. We will make ourselves visible in these events, and we will begin to rally the community to begin to look out and participate. And in fact, when the debate originally started back in 2001 through 2003, Africans were involved, not in large numbers. Now remember, we're only 6% of the immigrant population, so not in large numbers. But the 500,000 to 1 million people that showed up on the mall in 2003, we were involved in organizing that, and we'll be ready to participate if given a seat at the table.
Thank you so much. Chuks Eleonu of Africa-PAC. It was really good for you to join us.
Thank you.
Thank you.